In this episode, we'll focus on Ivan Menzies' First World War recollections that his daughter Mahala deposited in 2014 with the Leeds University Little Collection of Military Archives. A TV documentary also unearthed a poignant Valentine's Day card from a French woman, Eleanor Anil, to Ivan, with the words, "When shall we meet again?" His early letters from the Western Front are always cheerful. He frequently asked his parents to send basic commodities such as a watch, a small face towel, tobacco, a pack of cards. He always writes in pencil, on a small notepad, in quite bold and neat handwriting. All letters from frontline soldiers were placed in an official envelope and passed by the censors. So at first Ivan was quite discreet about what he was enduring in the trenches. Later, he figured that his letters were not often opened, so his descriptions became a little more vivid. On the 16th of May 1916, just 5 weeks before the Somme offensive, Ivan was billeted a couple of miles behind the lines. "We billeted in a huge convent," he says. "We had a concert there, and I was the official accompanist. It was a treat to thump the old piano again." He had ordered a melodeon, a type of accordion, and entertained his fellow soldiers. It was a rare moment of relaxation. 3 days later, his platoon was back in the front line, and his messages take on a bleaker tone. "My friend Shep is a stretcher bearer, and I saw him carrying one poor chap out the other day, shot through the neck. I've just been inoculated and got 2 days off duty, but feel no worse for it, bar a stiff arm. The divisional theatricals are here playing varieties. I wish to be a pianist for the orchestra. Instead, I'll do more slaughter, spreading death, destruction, and ruin all around." In the summer of 1916, the Allied military command under General Haig agreed on a plan for a week-long intensive bombardment to be followed by a massive assault involving 16 divisions, or nearly 2.5 million men, along the 15-mile Somme front. Ivan's regiment attacked Guillemont on the 12th of August. That day, 57,000 Allied soldiers were killed in the bloodiest battle in human history. Ivan somehow survived, and 4 days after a terrible injury, he sent this short note to his parents. 16th of August. We did one of the biggest charges with the French on our right. The King's Own Highlanders got a clout. In other words, we suffered severe casualties. I think we took Guillemont all right, but unfortunately had to retire owing to the reserves being late. Ah well. My wound is very deep, but it is nice and clean, and I think there is nothing in it. I have about 40 yards of garden hose in it. Awkward. There are 2 holes where the object apparently went in and out. Probably it was an explosive bullet, but I cannot be sure. 3 weeks later, Ivan was able to write in detail about his experience from hospital. He sent a 13-page account describing the Guillemont assault, with sketches labelled "Where I was hit." After a long march in the terrible heat and blinding dust caused by thousands of transport columns, we hauled our Lewis gun impedimenta to our bivouac called Happy Valley. Our job was to relieve a battalion which had charged that morning. We were in Death Valley. We pushed on through the old German trenches and over no man's land. What horrible sights and smells. You walk on your own dead, where they've fallen, as there is no time to move the wounded, never mind the dead. We were barely back when we heard we were going in again next morning to take Guillemont. I was glad I'd gone to communion that morning.